Have you ever been in a conversation where the other person was nodding, smiling, and saying all the right things, but you could just feel they weren't actually there? That unsettling sensation has a name. In psychology, it's called the presence gap. And the uncomfortable truth about it is that most people who create this gap have absolutely no idea they're doing so. Presence isn't a personality trait you're born with. It isn't charm or confidence or something you either have or don't. It's a neurological state, the direct result of your brain being fully activated and integrated in the here and now. But for most of us, that state is under constant quiet attack, hijacked by 7 subconscious habits running in the background, operating just below the threshold of your awareness, and eroding your presence without your permission every single day. These habits function like ghosts. They drain your social magnetism, hollow out the authority people feel when they're around you, and leave you appearing dimmed to the people who matter most while you remain completely unaware of it. Today, we are pulling all 7 of these ghosts into the light, and we aren't just going to name what's killing your presence. We're going to deliver the specific neurological fix for each one. And when we get to habit 4, the one buried in the middle of this list, you'll recognize a behavior you've almost certainly been performing your entire life, one that signals low status to everyone in the room without a single word spoken. The scanning reflex. This is the habit of letting your eyes drift while someone is talking to you, checking the door, glancing at your phone, tracking who just walked in, scanning the perimeter of the room. Your brain in this moment has activated what neuroscientists call threat assessment mode, an ancient survival mechanism designed to continuously monitor environments for danger, hardwired into your nervous system long before social situations existed.
The threat assessment mode is ancient, a primary reflex.
The problem is that the person standing in front of you doesn't read it as vigilance. They read it as disinterest or anxiety or both. It signals that you're either searching for something more interesting or that you don't feel safe enough to be still. The fix is called the soft focus shift. Rather than hard locking your gaze onto someone's eyes, which can feel confrontational, or scanning the room, which feels dismissive, you deliberately expand the width of your visual field. Relax the muscles around your eyes and allow your peripheral awareness to widen. Consciously doing this triggers a signal to your nervous system that the space is safe, which lowers your heart rate and visibly softens your expression.
Wider field. Nervous system equals safe.
The result is a quality of attention that people consistently describe as warm and grounded, a stillness in the eyes that isn't vacant but full, the kind that makes people feel, for perhaps the first time in a long time, genuinely seen. The scanning reflex lives in the body. But the next ghost is cognitive, a habit that hijacks your mind before the other person has even finished their sentence. The next sentence filter, the habit of composing your response while the other person is still speaking, your brain already drafting the next thing you're going to say before they've even finished saying theirs. It feels like preparation, efficient, even conscientious, but what it actually does is shut down the part of your brain responsible for social attunement in order to redirect processing power to language production. And the moment your brain switches into drafting mode, your micro-expressions go flat, your eye contact becomes mechanical rather than alive, and the people around you can literally see the lights go out. And the moment your brain switches into drafting mode, your micro-expressions go flat, your eye contact becomes mechanical rather than alive, and the people around you can literally see the lights go out. Those 3 seconds keep your brain in comprehension mode all the way through the final word, and the silence itself sends a signal to the other person that what they said carried actual weight, that it landed. Paradoxically, the less urgently you respond, the more authority your words carry when you finally do. You shift from reactive to deliberate, and that single transition is one of the most powerful presence upgrades available to you, and it costs nothing. We've addressed 2 habits in your gaze and your listening, but the next ghost leaks through your body in a way most people never consciously register. even as everyone around them receives the signal loud and clear. The low-value fidget, tapping a pen, adjusting your collar, cracking your knuckles, shifting your weight from foot to foot. These are what behavioral researchers call microleaks. Every one of them is a self-soothing mechanism, your nervous system trying to discharge anxious energy through small, rhythmic physical movement. And every single discharge broadcasts that anxiety to every person in the room. Research on nonverbal communication and social perception consistently finds that physical stillness is among the most powerful unconscious markers of high status. Movement signals that you need to regulate yourself. Stillness signals that you have nothing to regulate. If this video is adding value to your day, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new release. We publish content on presence, psychology, and influence every week. The fix is the core stillness anchor. When the urge to fidget surfaces, redirect your awareness downward, into the physical weight of your feet on the floor, or the pressure of your body in the chair. This practice, called grounding in somatic psychology, pulls nervous energy away from your extremities, where it escapes as visible movement, and anchors it in your physical core, where it becomes density rather than noise. Stillness isn't the absence of energy, it's the containment of it, and the people around you will feel the difference between someone leaking their energy outward and someone holding it inward with quiet authority. Those were the habits in your gaze, your listening, and your hands. But the next two are written into your physical architecture itself, and they speak before you've said a single word. The apology posture, pulled in shoulders, a slight tilt of the head, a faint collapse in the chest. This is the subconscious habit of making yourself physically smaller to appear non-threatening, and it is one of the most socially costly things your body can do without your knowledge. When you contract your body, cortisol production increases, and your brain begins to read your own posture as evidence of subordination. Then it starts performing accordingly, creating a feedback loop where your body and your mind mutually reinforce each other's low-status signals. The fix isn't power posing. The fix is vertical awareness, imagining a single thread of gentle tension at the crown of your head, pulling you gently upward, which opens the chest, aligns the spine, and allows for deeper diaphragmatic breathing that increases cognitive clarity and removes the energetic haze from your presence. The agreeable head nod. You've seen this before. The person whose head bobs continuously while you speak, a near metronome rhythm of nodding that appears to signal enthusiastic, perpetual agreement with everything you're saying. It is a performance habit. The nodder is doing their best to demonstrate they're listening, but the behavioral effect is the opposite of the intent. Continuous nodding reads as approval seeking, as low-status compliance, and it transforms what could be a peer exchange into one person talking and one person performing submission. The fix is selective agreement. Keep your head still as a default and deploy a single, deliberate nod only in response to a point you genuinely agree with, not as ambient background rhythm, but as a signal that actually carries meaning. Those two habits were physical, but the final two ghosts operate in your voice and in your mind, and they have the capacity to quietly undo everything else you've built. The echo speech pattern, also called upspeak, the habit of ending declarative statements with a rising vocal inflection, as if every sentence you make is actually a question, waiting for someone else to confirm. In linguistics, this pattern is called high-rising terminal, and what it communicates beneath conscious perception is that you are asking for permission to hold the floor, which translates directly to the listener as uncertainty, lack of conviction, and low authority. It is one of the most common vocal habits among otherwise high-performing people, and one of the fastest ways to drain the credibility from an idea that would otherwise be excellent, often without either party being able to identify exactly why the message didn't land. The fix is the downward inflection, what communication researchers call the command tone, which starts with a breath into the belly before speaking and ends with each sentence resolving on a lower note than it began. When your voice descends, it signals finality, certainty, and ownership of what you've just said. And here's what makes this fix compound over time. When you consistently speak with a downward inflection, a feedback loop begins. Your voice signals certainty to your brain. Your brain begins to internalize that certainty as genuine, and your delivery becomes increasingly grounded and direct with every conversation. The future-past pendulum. You're physically in the room, but your mind is somewhere else entirely. In a conversation from yesterday, a decision that hasn't been made yet, a version of this moment you're already evaluating before it's finished.
The future-past pendulum. Your mind swings between yesterday's regrets and tomorrow's worries. It never rests at the center, where now sits empty.
Neuroscientists call this default mode network activation, your brain's daydream state. And when it's running, your eyes defocus, your energy becomes thin and inaccessible, and the people around you feel your absence with an almost eerie precision, even though you're standing right in front of them. The fix for this final ghost is also the master key for everything else we've covered today. And it requires nothing except the body you're already standing in. The point of contact reset. Presence is not a cognitive achievement, not a mindset you shift into, not something you think your way toward. It is a physical sensation, and you can return to it at any moment using any physical anchor available to you right now. Feel the weight of your feet on the floor, the temperature of the air on the back of your hands, the slight pressure of your clothes against your skin. Any one of these sensations will interrupt default mode network activation and return your awareness to the present moment in under 3 seconds. And this is why the 7 habits we've covered today are not character flaws or signs of weakness. They are survival scripts written by your nervous system to keep you small, predictable, and safe. Safe is the enemy of present, and reclaiming your presence means teaching your nervous system, one habit at a time, that the scripts it wrote to protect you are no longer necessary. This is not an overnight process, but it doesn't need to be. Choose one fix from today's list, practice it with the kind of deliberate intention that comes from knowing exactly what you're building, and when it becomes automatic, move to the next. The compound effect of these 7 shifts will change how rooms respond to you. People will listen longer, trust faster, and seek you out, not because you've performed presence, but because you've become it. If this gave you something real to work with, subscribe to the channel and drop a comment below. Which of these 7 habits do you catch yourself running the most? I read every single response. Stay present. I'll see you in the next video.